First opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through.
And right away, he lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
On the crossing route, complete. It's Thomas. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They give him a gain of 38.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On second down, here's Breeze. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. We documented it last week. They played so well defensively. 4 interceptions. Tried to get their hands on another one there.
And when you've had 4 the previous week, you are just itching for more the very next week. And there was a great opportunity. It went by the wayside. But let's not underscore what's going on with this defensive unit. They are around the ball every time this thing put in the air.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. So just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze going up top. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Ready? You ready?
Now Breeze on third down. And it's caught right at the 10-yard line. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. They're looking at a 1st and goal from about the 9. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
First down, a bit of a disaster. And now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Here's Breeze. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Jonathan Allen, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Shotgun now for Breeze. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, if you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away, maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Here back at the 21-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Looking to throw on 2nd. Here's Kelly. And he's taken down here by the Saints. On after the sack, he's still down on the field. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the shotgun, Ryan. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And down he'll go at the 25. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Matt Bosher on to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This will be fielded at the 17. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Breeze to throw on second down. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Here we go.
From midfield, here's Breeze. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards.
Check, check, check.
Breeze now on first down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz for the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. This is Coleman. And some room to work. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast.
Kelly stripped. The ball is free, but the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession. But call it luck or skill, whatever the case is, they're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now Breeze lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Here's Breeze to throw. Fighting through pressure. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
The Saints on third down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Ready.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Out of that's complete to Kamara. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Now, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the...
He's got a man complete. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
On the ground, this is Kamara. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On 2nd down, Kamara. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is brought in at the 21. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. On 2nd down, Kelly. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, sometimes those cliches really come true, don't they, when they talk about it takes all 11 to play good defense. We've seen that in this ball game. I think the secondary has to be singled out, though. They are in the presence of every receiver whenever the ball's thrown, and this one they help force another incompletion.
All right, here we go.
Kelly on 3rd down. This one complete to Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. It's Coleman here. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. He lost 6 there on the first down play. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. To throw is Kelly. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, it's Kelly. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Trey Hendrickson in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. From the gun, Kelly. And the pressure gets to him again.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Returnable here from the 38. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. They run it again with Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. Nifty move. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Breeze now on 1st down. But it's caught on the right side of Smith. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher. Guys trying to get to the football.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now Breeze. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. In for the score. And the Saints have moved out in front.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. It sets them back for 2nd down. Here's Kelly to throw on 2nd down. He's going to wind up. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That goes for a gain of 31. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Kelly now. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They'll try to get the offense going with Kamara. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now a play fake. Breeze looking long for Thomas. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
They decided to take a shot and right down the middle of the field, and really, they didn't give it as much time to develop, did they? They want to take that shot somewhere around the 15-yard mark.
And the defense able to recover, bat it free. The Saints on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to fire one deep open. And got his man, complete. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3-and-out. They go play action here on 1st down. Over the middle to Smith. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time on what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. Breeze now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. He gets it to Thomas. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And Lutz puts this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his 2nd field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the 4th quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And here now come the Falcons. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
To throw, Kelly. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. On 1st down, it's Kelly. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. To throw is Kelly, operating from the gun. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
He's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Looking to throw on second. Here's Kelly. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Operating from the gun, Kelly. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now Kelly. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Julio Jones, the lone receiver left. Now Kelly from the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Now, lucky 56, lucky 56, Detroit, Detroit.
Kelly looking to throw on 2nd down. And now he'll touchdown Falcons.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Under.
Bree's going to throw here. And he goes out right around the 39. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
To throw is Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the 1st down yardage. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Desmond Trufant there making the tackle.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here we go.
Breeze to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They still need one completion for field goal range.
And just think about what they're going over in the huddle right now. Make the catch, get out of bounds. That's going to be tough to do. So make the catch, get up to the line of scrimmage, and clock it to have one last shot.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercept. And I do believe this is going to wind up a safety. It is. It's a safety. How about that for a wacky play?